Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's the weekend, which means only one thing. It's time for that weekly news roundup. As always, we will begin with FPGA gaming news, the MiSTer, the Analogue Pocket, and well, any other FPGA gaming news out there that's worth reporting. After that, we will move over to some random and retro gaming stuff. Timestamps have been made available, so use those to navigate your way around the video. Also, if you want to see the sources to all the news stories, then there'll be a link to a Metal Game Solid post. Definitely check that out. Now guys, if you wish to support the channel further rather than just liking and subscribing, I do have a Patreon set up. Don't forget to check out the sponsor of the weekly news show, MiSTer Add-ons, an absolutely awesome family run business that will take care of your MiSTer needs. And finally guys, got to give a shout out to my boys at Free Play City, London's best arcade. Anyway guys, let's see what's been going on. Hey, let's talk about Run and Gun, a game that Hatego and his team are working on. So there's a couple of games from Konami that are due to come out. One of them is Golfing Grace and the other one is Run and Gun. And I can't wait for these to be complete because, hey, you know what? After this, we're going to move on to CPS3. But Run and Gun, Hatego here says, finishing small details for Run and Gun core, like this jagged line that should look straight. And voila, guess what? Just a little while later, Hatego has fixed that issue. As you can see down here, squiggly line, up here, straight line. So it looks like this is getting ready for prime time. So hopefully any Friday soon. Really looking forward to it. Golfing Grace and Run and Gun because, yeah, man, we need to move on to CPS3. Sometimes a week is a long time in the world of FPGA gaming, and let's have a look at the latest with the SuperStation 1. And there's been some big news, guys, regarding this. So Taki Udon here says, I've been messing around with N64 carts on SuperStation. Speed would need to drastically improve to make this practical, but guess what guys, it is reading off a cartridge, right? You can see the cart up top there. In fact, you can see the reflection in the screen here. It's Super Mario 64, and guys, this for the whole part is pretty amazing. So to put into perspective, the SuperStation 1, which comes with a Super Dock, originally it was supposed to dump games, then it's reading games directly for the PlayStation 1, then it started to support Sega Saturn, Mega CD, PC Engine CD. We're likely getting support for other CD systems that the MiSTer FPGA ecosystem supports, such as the Atari Jaguar CD, which is still a work in progress core, but hey guys, freaking amazing. Moving over to the next one over here, naturally whenever a post like this comes from Taki, one of the people behind the SuperStation 1, the company Retro Remake, you get a question. So Federico here says, question, what do you mean with carts? It does not read N64 carts, right? By the way, this looks amazing. And Tagyudon here says it's reading the cart. So what we saw in that video was actually the SuperStation 1 reading directly from cart and not doing a dump. Then Charlie here says, damn, looks awesome. How feasible is it to speed up, do you think? So that's the loading, right? Because hey, we're getting older, we don't have time to wait for loading. It's not like the days of the Commodore 64 where we press play on that tape and go have a cup of tea, go toilet, come back, our game's loaded. We want instant action satisfaction. So Taki Udon replies to that, should be possible, but it can only be worked on during downtime. Now bear in mind, someone mentioned to Taki, when can you get these carts working? He said, yeah, it's a possibility, not sure when we'll have a gap in our schedule, and I don't know how that gap in the schedule turned up, but literally a couple of days later, bang, carts are running. Right, Video Game Obsession over here says, would it be able to read directly from original cartridges like analog consoles NT, Mega SG, Super NT do, or does it using a ROM dumper to first dump the ROM? And there you go, just confirms again, read directly. So that's looking really good. The SuperStation 1 is quickly becoming like an ultimate version of the MiSTer. It just does so much and now so much more. Freaking amazing. All right, let's have a look at the final one here from the Sadist. So didn't even wait 2 months for the Fever Dream expansion on the IL port then. Okay, so this is interesting here. Take it how you will. So Taki Udon here says the Fever Dream is something else. I have no idea what that something else is. If you have a clue, let me know down below. And you had my curiosity. You had my curiosity. Now you have my attention. So have no idea what this Fever Dream is. It wasn't running optical media directly and dumping. It wasn't dumping carts, or running them directly, it's something else, and I'm pretty excited about it. I wonder what it can be. I guess we'll find out. And make sure you stay tuned to the channel, because I will let you guys know when this Fever Dream shows up. In this section, guys, let's talk about availability, because Taki Udon put this tweet out on Monday, September the 1st, saying that there is availability of the MiSTer Pi that will ship instantly. As well as that, pre-orders have been opened up again for early 2026 for the Super Station 1. So Taki here says MiSTer Pi packs are back in stock as a non-pre-order. We also added a 4-player N64 snack adapter and MiSTer Pi RTC to the store. Pre-orders for the third shipping batch window of Super Station 1 are also live. Guys, if you want to get in on FPGA gaming, if you're one of the viewers that doesn't have a MiSTer and you want to get one, guys, I've tested the MiSTer Pi vigorously, and it's on par with an original DE10 Nano. In fact, I have like a grab bag with a MiSTer Pi in it and a small screen that I'll take on the road. In fact, I've even done a video on how you can get it working with a power bank. Absolutely amazing roadman gaming. But guys, MiSTer Pi's are there. Before we have a look at availability, because they did sell out, I did a video on Monday letting you guys know, and a lot of you guys did pick one up that were waiting for one. They disappeared, and I think they're back in stock. But before we go and have a look at that, hey man, always nice to hear from people from Mexico. Is that how you say it? Because over here we say Mexico, but whenever I watch like a drama or a TV show or a movie, they always say Mexico, and it just sounds so damn cool. But let me know how it's said properly, Mexico or Mexico. How do you say it? So anyway, Nado Fet here says, Taki Udon, any chance for orders to Mexico? And Taki Udon says, email sales at retroremake.co. So maybe if you're from a region that's it's a little bit difficult to support, email sales and get your response back. So Nado here says, done. We will have a purchase links for Mexico when next batch release, but it's hard to say when next batch start. None of the current batch can sell to Mexico. Taki Udon says, we have a handful left. Yes, they can be used for this. They won't be ready to ship right now though. So guys, hold tight. It looks like Taki is trying to get availability available for regions like Mexico or any others that may be out there. You can always email support and ask them, you know, when can we get some in my particular region? So really nice to see that. You know, we got gamers all around the world, and guys, I don't care where you're from, you should have access to FPGA gaming. So thanks Taki for that one, and Nado, thank you for asking. Right, so here we are on the Retro Remake page, guys, and they're back in stock. I wasn't expecting them to be back in stock. When I was filming this video, I was like, oh, they were out of stock last week, a few days later, but they're back in stock. You can get the Turbo Pack for $185, which is pretty much everything there. You can see the content there. I've read it out multiple times. I'm not going to read it out again, but hey, feel free to pause it and have a look at everything that it comes with. Turbo Pack here. Mega package content here, really bad at highlighting that, and then a RAM bundle as well. Yeah, so there you go. You've got the Turbo Pack for $185, you have got the Mega Pack for $165, and you have got the RAM bundle. So go with whichever one that you like. Yeah, and guys, get in on FPGA gaming, man. It's fantastic. Right, and the final thing here, you can order a Super Station 1 batch number 3, and it ships. It ships Q1 2026 or earlier, right? So that it should be with you, according to what Taki's saying, by March 2026 at the very latest. Yeah, January, February, March. Yeah, by the end of March at the very, very latest. Don't quote me on that. Sometimes delays can happen. At least that's what Taki is aiming for, and hopefully it can be sooner. But look, every single version of it is available. So if you want to grab yourself a Super Station 1, $199 US, and you can bag yourself one. Well, slap me 7 ways to Saigon and call me a cowabunga. Check this out. That doesn't make sense. This does though. MiSTer FPGA gains simultaneous RGB, S-video and composite output with new I/O board. The source of this is Pork Shop Express from Mr. Addon. So MiSTer FPGA will soon be able to simultaneously output RGB plus S-video plus CVBS like a real console. I had the privilege of contributing to MiSTer's analog video built on the amazing YC code by Mike S. The change pushes the YC video generation FPGA to external converters. But guys, this is pretty banging. Now, me personally, I don't know if I'll have a use case for this, because like when I'm streaming, I'm outputting via HDMI, and I'm outputting to so the HDMI is going into my capture card, and I'm playing sometimes on like my little PVM, which is one analog, one HDMI. But it's really cool to see that. Look, that's one MiSTer outputting to 4 freaking outputs, man. 3 analog and 1 HDMI. So let me know if this kind of interests you, and let me know what kind of use case you have for this. Maybe you can run some comparisons or whatever, but sounds really awesome. So something to look forward to the official MiSTer FPGA project. And I guess we have a new IO board inbound. And some more quality of life improvements from MiSTer add-ons regarding the MiSTer's menu system. So Porkshop Express here says, one thing that bugged me about MiSTer's menu navigation is the lack of pre-scroll when browsing. I set to fix that by scrolling the menu a few lines before the top or bottom. Now you can see what's coming up without overshooting. Default is 2 positions, and there you go. Over here they've got a little option there, look ahead equals 0 to disable. So guys, yeah, this might be something that interests you. If it does, let me know in the comments section. A public service announcement here, especially for anyone looking to get in on MiSTer FPGA gaming, but you are looking at alternative DE10 Nano. So we have a couple of alternatives. The MiSTer Pi, the SuperStation 1 coming up, that uses an alternative version of the DE10 Nano board, as well as that QMTECH have also made their own alternative version of the DE10 Nano, and they sell like a complete MiSTer kit. It's a lot cheaper than buying an original kit, and naturally it's very attractive to a lot of people because, hey, we all like saving money. But guys, be careful, because while these are alternatives to the DE10 Nano, there are now clones of the alternatives, and QMTECH warns consumers about clone MiSTer FPGA boards amid quality complaints. So they've been receiving messages saying that they have bought on AliExpress a QMTECH MiSTer FPGA set, and cores like the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64 aren't actually functional. They can't even launch into those cores. So QMTECH have given some telltale signs, and have also said only buy it from their official store. And their official store, I've left a link to it in this post over here. So if you are looking to buy a QMTECH MiSTer set, make sure you are getting it from the official QMTECH store. So they've given some pictures here. So that's one of the messages that they got, where someone's explaining the problem, and they're telling them, look, people are cloning our work, and they are selling they're selling stuff where the soldering is bad, and in some cases they're using inferior components. But it's showing here clones are using ESMT SD RAM rather than the SD RAM that QMTECH are using. Poor soldering quality as well. So you know, it might be a few pounds cheaper, but hey, you don't want to go for that, right? Just make sure you are getting this directly from QMTECH. So clones don't have the QMTECH logo, so that's a really big giveaway on the board itself. But even further, if we have a look at that, clones don't have QMTECH logo. So I wouldn't be surprised if some clones have that logo at some point, but just make sure you are at the original or the official QMTECH store if you are buying it. Because let's just say, for example, let's chuck a price out there. Let's say this is like £170 all in, like a full MiSTer FPGA set. You just, you know, plug it in, put in your SD card, and bang, you're away. Let's say that's 170, and the cheaper alternative now is like 160 or 150. For the sake of that tiny little saving, the headache you're going to get, the lack of quality that you're going to get isn't really worth it. So guys, just be careful when you're buying stuff out there, because people do want your hard-earned money to give you something inferior. In fact, the internet is full of it. So don't be a sucker. Make sure you buy from the right places if you are looking for one. In this section of the video, we're going to talk about the latest unstable nightlies, the latest unstable cores available for the MiSTer FPGA. And the first one we're talking about is the PC Engine, or more known as the TurboGrafx 16. It includes Super Graphics as well as PC Engine CD. The latest update has been pushed by David Shadoff, and it says update XE1 AP module. So guys, if you want to grab these, MiSTer FPGA Discord server, this is where you can get them. The other update that we're going to talk about is for the X68000 core, and what David Shadoff has done again in this update, yes, he's updated both, is place FDD and SRAM commands on submenus, add Magical 6 controller, as well as double D-pad and the Cyber stick. now also has support. I'm thinking about doing a live stream later today, and I'm thinking about doing the X68000. Let me know if you're one of the early watchers of the video. Shall we do an X68000 stream tonight? And many people are looking forward to getting an Analogue 3D that they have ordered, then it's been delayed. Well, guess what? Analogue kind of added this video to a section of their website, a section called Press, where they have like an archive of media that the press can use, right? You can show off this promotional video, screenshots. This was added just a few days ago into it, and naturally people find it. Gotta give a shout out to N64 Boy on the FPGA Gaming Discord, because I really do think he was the first person to kind of put that out, and then other people started DMing me naturally, and thank you. Please always DM me when there's good information like this around. But yeah, we can see the Analogue 3D in action. Now, when I kind of first did a video about this, people were like, this doesn't prove anything. Hey, you know what? Whether it proves or disproves or doesn't prove anything, it doesn't matter. It's a new video from Analogue that they've archived showing off the 3D, right, running on a display. So yeah, here you go. So hopefully it's been, what was it pushed this? Q4, right, by the end of the year. So hopefully you guys will be enjoying an Analogue 3D by the holiday season, and maybe you guys can play 1080 snowboarding too. It's a good snowboarding game. I like it. And let's now talk about the game Bub. Guys, I'm really excited about this. I said it from the beginning. Like, when it comes to handheld gaming, especially handheld FPGA gaming, that is my kryptonite. Now, initially, I was like, I don't have the money. I don't want to order it. But then, guess what, guys? I've got a Patreon, and you guys help me out. So, I don't usually take the money. I get like $38, something like that a month. And I just let it build up. And there was $250 in there. So, I think the total that I paid for this was coming up to almost $400 with the dock, taxes and delivery. So I have committed to this, and guys, I really want this to reach its funding target. Eli, kind of the developer behind this, he added some more information saying how with how new stuff can be added, like an infrared port, lots of possibilities there. Naturally, it's gonna come out with a Game Boy cores, Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, but the possibility for other cores to be made available or other cores to be ported remains open. Not guaranteed, but hey, it's there, and I really hope it gets developer support. So we are now at 56% with 26 days to go, and I really hope more people back this. I have definitely backed it, because here you go, I backed it. I'm saying it loud and I'm saying it proud, and there you go. That's how much it cost me. It cost me $391. And what the really cool thing is, if you do pledge it, look, yeah, you have made a pledge to a crowdfunding campaign. You will not be charged until the campaign successfully reaches its funding goal. If the campaign does not meet the goal by the end date, you will not be charged. So that's really cool, because when I've backed stuff on Indiegogo, I've never backed something on Kickstarter, but on Indiegogo, bang, they charge me straight away. So I actually moved money into the account I was paying from, expecting to be charged straight away, but I wasn't. So thank you very much to my patrons. That's how much I took out, and then I put the rest in. So hey guys, if you do want to contribute, I do have a Patreon, and hey man, thank you. It can go more towards offsetting the cost I'm paying for the game, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with what I got. You guys are freaking awesome. You've made it possible, and I want to do videos on this thing, and I want the horizontal form factor. So guys, if you want to support cool projects, and this really is a cool project, I love Game Boy. I love the Game Boy DMG. I love the Game Boy Color. I love the Game Boy Advance. So naturally, I know some people are saying this is a high price, but hey, you know what? It's Game Boy, man. It's my kryptonite. So if you do want to back it, you know, join me. I've put my money, or have I put your money where my mouth is? But either way, I have backed this campaign, and I want more people to back it, because I want it to reach its target so we can get this. I don't want to get a message saying, you know, we only got 90% of the way through, we're not going to charge you. I'll put the money aside. Anyway, looking forward to this. Really awesome stuff here for the TangConsole from Nancy-Mario. Nancy-Mario is the main developer that's bringing over, and has already brought over, a number of cores to the Tang universe. So Nancy-Mario here says, first light AL486 boosts DOS on the TangConsole 138K. HDD, VGA BIOS and VGA BIOS are all up and running. Watching it hit the DOS prompt on real hardware is surreal. So yeah, let's move over to the next one, because there are 3 different tweets we want to have a look at. So Nancy-Mario, what you're seeing is AL486, the open source 486 CPU originally used in MiSTer. Yes, a port of the MiSTer core. With the TangConsole 138K, we now have HDD plus DOS booting, custom VGA controller working, BIOS plus VGA BIOS fully functional. And a final tweet here. So Nantamaro says CPU speed is not enough, much higher than previous PC XT core, though video performance is okay, benefited by the BRAM back video RAM. Let's see what I can optimize. I can think of a few tricks. Right, so nice to see additional cores making their way over to the Tang series of consoles. There's already a number of cores on there, like NES, SNES, Game Boy Advance, I think Master Systems on there as well, Mega Drives on there. So it's definitely nice to see more stuff come over, and then you know, maybe more people will join the Tang gang. And while we're on the subject of Tang, guess what? This YouTube channel here, What's Ken Making, an excellent channel. If you're not watching this channel, subscribe to this channel. The content is top notch. So they do this video here inside the Tang retro console, where they have a look at not just the Tang 138 console, but they talk about the other ones as well. Guys, it's a really good video that deep dives into the Tang FPGA, talking about what we currently have and what we could potentially have and what other possibilities may come in the future. Definitely check it out. It's amazing. What a great video. Awesome stuff, Ken. So this may be of interest to some. It's already met its crowdfunding goal over on CrowdSupply. And guys, also have to say that CrowdSupply, it's a little bit different to Kickstarter and Indiegogo, where you actually need to have like a working prototype, and there are a few steps you need to go through before you're allowed to, crowdfund the project on this. So definitely do your own research on there. But this looks really interesting. Icepi 0, like an upcoming very tiny FPGA device that's kind of based around gaming and other stuff as well. Very tiny, like the size of a chewing gum stick. Man, I've not had a chewing gum stick for quite some time. I know Anime Otaku did an article over on Metal Game Solid on that, but some of the cores that are currently on here are the Sega Master System, Oberon, what the hell's that? I need to search that, C64, and Apple I, with the potential for even more in the future. And I think it's fairly cheap as well. It's like, I think $50 if you, oh no, here you go, $69 if you order one, but if you order 5 it comes down to $49. So you know, if you want to bunch together and you want to pick one up for like $50, you can I mean, it's already, look, 266%, so it's met its target, but you can still purchase it if you are interested in like a tiny little thing to kind of mess around with, and definitely more for tinkerers. But hey, it's out there, it's an FPGA device, and it is my duty to tell you guys about this. Well, holy bangeroni Batman, I was on Reddit and I saw this and I was like, wow. So, you know, I like handheld gaming and I like CRT gaming, but you can't combine the two, right? You can't have a CRT and a handheld. Well, this guy here, hold my beer. So Mr. Cold Soda here says, I finished my cursed portable CRT NES. And what's really amazing over here is, he says over here, this screen is a small 5-inch black and white CRT that was apparently originally used for door telecom systems. So we're talking about the Ring doorbell before the Ring doorbell was a thing. At least that's what I'm kind of getting from it. Right, it looks amazing. So to get an idea of scale, that's a NES cartridge there, and it takes a NES cartridge. Guys, this is freaking amazing. What a project. Ingenuity like this, just wow. So I've watched the video, there's a video there, definitely check that out, and I've taken some screenshots from there for this article because this is definitely article worthy. And you can see they've done a heap amount of work on there. It takes a battery, you can't run it off mains the way it's designed, you've got to charge the battery and play with it. Can't remember the time that they say, but definitely check out the article for the full information. But guys, this really what an amazing project. You know, love seeing stuff like this where someone's got a 5-inch CRT that belongs to like a telecom, like a doorbell system, you know, for the rich folk back in the day. And yeah, they've turned it into a freaking handheld, guys. This really is amazing. What a bunch of pictures down there. I'm learning stuff on the website. Apparently I can give an option where when I click this, they go big, right? But I haven't done it for this one, but I will go back in and do that at some point. But yeah, guys, looks amazing. Definitely check out the full video. It's available on YouTube. And the guy just makes this damn thing, man. He makes a NES handheld using a CRT, man. I mean, it is brilliant. Look at it, just playing Super Mario Brothers 2. One of my favorite games, by the way, guys. I know it gets bad rep, but I really do like this game. I prefer it to the first one. You can insult me if you like, but I'll stick with my decision. Absolutely amazing. Seriously, I'll say it again. It's amazing because it freaking is. Guys, this is insane. So Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja was one of my favorite arcades games growing up. Like, me and my buddy used to play 2-player on this. Guys, freaking amazing, right? It's one of the games I enjoy on FPGA devices such as the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket. Love it. One of my favorite arcade games of all time. So naturally, when I heard of this from Aussie Uzu, by the way, guys, you can fund his work so he can continue with development of awesome projects like this. I was like, okay, it's nice to get these Neo Geo ports. I do appreciate them, but man, this one just goes above and beyond, right? So we've got Bad Dudes Burger Edition, guys. It is freaking amazing. You need to try this now. It's sort of a complete game. I think it's the first 2 levels, if I remember correctly. But guys, it completely and utterly changes the name. Also adds another button. So the arcade one, punch and kick with the same button, and then you've got the second button's jump. This one, you've got a punch, kick, and a jump. So slight adjustments. And another thing that I really like, sorry, I'm going to go deep into the game, right? But when you charge up your move in the arcade version, you have to let go in neutral. In this one, you can still walk with it and let it go. It comes out. Look at that. Look out. They don't blow up like that in the arcade, guys. This is freaking amazing. The way, look at that ninja star. It doesn't fly back and hit them in the arcade, right? You can negate it, but it doesn't go back. But guys, this really is absolutely crazy. Like, what a game. And like, being a fan of Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja, like, I love the original, but man, like, when I played this, I was like, wow, blown away. If this was one of your jams like me in the arcade, play this. Download this, play it. You can play it on a Neo Geo emulator, you can play it on hardware, or like I did, you can play it on the MiSTer FPGA. Guys, this is wicked. This is like trolling in the best way ever. I mean, I just think to myself, if I went to the arcade and, when you found Street Fighter 2 Championship Rainbow Edition, is that how you say it? And all of a sudden there's like crazy moves coming out, you can change your character mid-fight, and then all of a sudden I saw this, I would be blown away as a kid. It needs to be tried. I can't tell you how darn good this game is. So guys, this is a facepalm moment for me, and it has nothing to do with this game. This game is freaking awesome. So 2 days ago, I did a SEGA Master System stream on the Analogue Pocket, and I put a whole bunch of games on there. But I forgot to get this demo on then. Because it was in the Analogue Pocket, I couldn't go in via a network during the stream like I can on the MiSTer. I was absolutely gutted. So I do need to try this at some point. I really like this because it reminds me of Gunhead or Blazing Lasers, you may know it by that name, on the PC Engine. Guys, this game is dope. I can't believe this is running on the SEGA freaking Master System. So Adam here, known as Bad Computer Zero over on itch.io, I've started working on the full game now. So here's a playthrough of the Razing Core Alpha demo by me, not by me, by Adam. Guys, this is banging. Love the amount of new games we're getting for old consoles and computers, but guys, this just looks wicked. It keeps saying Gunhead had a baby, and it was on the Master System, or would it be a grandchild? I don't know, but freaking amazing. Recently, guys, SNES games began getting rumble support. This is because of a upcoming Super Nintendo controller being designed by Limited Run Games. It's gone out to some reviewers, they've checked it, and everyone speaks really highly of it because it's going to come bundled with a rework of Doom that apparently is a heck of a lot better than the original. So what happened is Limited Run Games made those files available to the community. So they have implemented the rumble feature into the MiSTer FPGA core. So with that, we got rumble in the jungle style, guys. So I've tried a few games. Castlevania is one of them. There's an F-Zero, I'm not sure if that's out yet. My buddy Kando12 hooked me up with that, so I tried that out as well. And what was the other one? Star Fox as well, man. Rumble just works really good. So the latest game to receive the treatment is Super Metroid, guys. What a banger of a game, and now it's a more immersive experience because rumble is here for it. So Kando12, one of the people involved, along with Insane Firebat, absolutely brilliant, guys. Thank you so much for doing this, and it's available, so you can grab the file, the patch files from RomHack Plaza, and you can patch your version of Super Metroid to include the rumble feature. And I have to say, guys, on the MiSTer, it's excellent. Any controller that I've thrown at it that has rumble built in, I've chucked mainly the 8-bit DOE controllers at it, they all rumble, guys, when you're playing. So it's a very easy way that we can enjoy this. Obviously, on original hardware you can get rumble, but you need that limited edition or Limited Run Games controller, which I don't think is available yet. I think you can pre-order it, but it's not available. Hey, enjoy it on emulators. It works, I think, on the Messen emulator, if I'm not mistaken. But as well as that, guys, on the MiSTer FPGA, it just it works really, really well. I want to test this game out at some point because I've tried games that this developer, All Alone Games, has released previously, and it was released a whole bunch of free games, and some of them are freaking really, really good. So this one here, Zoryad, right? I want to try this out because, hey, it's a Metroidvania. I love Metroidvania, I love Game Boy stuff, but I haven't had a chance to test this out. I really wish if I had more time for gaming. I wish if I could do this stuff full time for a living and actually play more games. But guys, this is looking really, really good. You can grab it on itch.io, it is free, and it kind of looks good. And down here, look at that, we can see that Metroidvania map. Just looks fantastic, looks very, very wholesome. Let me know if you have played it, what you think of it, but I do want to try this out. Like I said, what was it, they got a game called Death is Just the Beginning, really good puzzle game where you kind of die to solve puzzles, and it's really, really good. Very, very good concept, a cleverly done game. So yeah, a freebie. You know, I think you can probably leave like a tip or something if you enjoy it. And look at those glowing eyes, man, because you can run this on the browser as well, but hey, you want to play this on like a Game Boy or something like the Analogue Pocket. Guys, this is banging. I always talk about how much I like the Reflex adapter. It's a great device. I use it on the MiSTer, I use it on a PC, and it's a great way of using classic controllers with, well, modern devices. So guess what Nicholas de Leon has done here? And also, dude, thank you so much for the tag, because that's how I found out about it. So, built a fun thing this weekend with the help of Cloud Code. It's a custom firmware for Reflex adapt by MiSTer add-ons that enables you to use DualShock 2 in PCSX2 with analog pressure sensitive buttons for circle, square, L2 and R2 for use in Metal Gear Solid 3, right? And we've just had the remake. I need to play that. I haven't had time to play the remake. I love the Metal Gear games, man, especially 1, 2 and 3 I never completed back in the day, and I feel like a remake is one that's worth completing now, right? So guys, absolutely amazing. If you're going to play this on emulation, then maybe you want to check this out. Later on, they said they've submitted a pull request, but you can download the latest version from daylaydown.org, which I've got open here, and you can see it's the first thing over here. So if you want to play on an emulator with a PlayStation 2 controller using a Reflex adapt, and you want to play Metal Gear, well, you can, and it's amazing seeing stuff like this come to surface. The Reflex adapter, I always say it's one of my favorite devices. It just runs so many freaking controllers, man, for devices I don't even have. I mean, I can play on my PC using a GameCube controller, like good stuff out there. So really nice to see this. So really, really well done, Nicholas de Leon. So I heard about this from Falco Gergis, like the face of like the Dreamcast PR, right? Anything's happening on the Dreamcast or within the Dreamcast scene, this guy always tweets it. So it's a good account to follow. But let's look at the actual tweet they have quote tweeted. So Dream Software Development Kit R4 is out. This is a modern, ready-to-use package for Sega Dreamcast development on Windows. If you're on Windows and want to start coding for your Dreamcast right away, this is for you. So guys, do you want to make a Dreamcast game? Are you like, the Dreamcast died an early death, I could have made a good game? Well, guess what? This makes it easier for you. Maybe you guys want to check that out. And I did like and retweet Falco's post, but hey, let's now retweet the original. So guys, that about wraps it up for this week. I really do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, then a subscription and a like is always super duper appreciated. Be freaking awesome to one another, guys. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.